Yeah, to be honest, I'm very glad I got those rather than another stupid health pack.
I got 2 health packs. It makes me sad.
Oh, there.
Look, this isn't creepy at all.
Jesus. Coffins everywhere. Looks like some kind of a funeral.
Executions.
Why do you say that?
Bloodstains on the wall are at height.
That's no good.
Yes. And your character noticed that.
Yep.
Hey, +1 reload.
Yes.
Awesome.
It's a dead end. Looks like someone shut a bulkhead for quarantine.
Medium and small med packs.
No. It's too thick.
And scrap material.
But it might cycle open if I can power it up.
So this time I got health kits and you got materials.
Yes. See the bench. I can't. Oh wait, we have to power it.
Yeah, we haven't powered it yet.
That?
Ah, there's boxes on the other catwalk.
Got it.
That did it. And there's a bench on the same circuit.
Bench?
With all the parts lying around here, I bet I can make a better weapon.
Alright, why don't you explain to people how benches work? Because you'll know that, you know, they'll want to know the
There's some more stuff up here if you want to come over.
Duh.
Okay,
Yeah.
benches, they are the thing that does the thing in a high-tech manner.
Yes.
Hmm.
You do all the things that other things would normally do, but they do it in one small package. Oh crap.
Can't move, thank you. Okay, what should I cover on a bench, do you think?
Oh, I'd say item crafting, probably weapon crafting, and then like that, and then how to build and rearrange weapons.
Yes. Well, I just got my pack contents, so I just got a bunch of resources and some weapon parts. Testicle, heavy sand frame, planet cracker, plasma cutter, stasis attachments, evangelizer, negotiator. Hooray! I got all parts. Good. Right. I'm going to skip the tutorial. I don't really need it. And I've got a load of parts in my safe. 3 weapons. The first thing I'm going to do, though, is, because I want to salvage all this stuff, I'm going to dismantle the 2 weapons you start with. To do that, just go into the frame and tell it to remove and dismantle. It tears the entire weapon apart.
Very useful.
Though unfortunately you can't actually do that with both weapons at once. You've always got to have at least one weapon equipped. The game is stupid in that it will not let you go around unarmed. Yeah, I'm just loading all these parts into it. Wait, that wasn't right. I accidentally swapped the weapon around instead of taking it. That was smart of me. Remove and dismantle that. Now then, what I have here is the Compact Elite Planetary Cracker, which is lovely. It's a very powerful plasma cutter, but you can't actually put it back together again once you dismantle it.
That's unfortunate.
Which is stupid. Yes, because the Planet Cracker tip will not let you combine it with a rotary cuff. So once you take it apart, you can't put it back in the same pattern.
Oh,
So you want to always create a blueprint of it before you take it apart. Just to be ready. And I'm going to remove and dismantle that pistol as well. There we go. Okay, I've shown off dismantling. What's next?
Next is item crafting. That one should go pretty quickly.
Yes, that should. Okay, basically, you start off with the blueprints, which is all this is here. You can see all the pretty things, but most of them are too expensive for me to make. So they're just there to tease you.
Those
Yes.
bags.
But something important to note is, that if you have the parts for a blueprint lying around in your inventory, it will take those instead of charging you to build the new parts. So things will actually become cheaper as you get the parts built up. This is good because it lets you use things you've already got, but it's bad because it means once you've got them, you'll never be able to tell exactly how much a blueprint will cost from nothing at all, which you might sometimes need. So it's fun like that. Next up, customizing your weapon. Something to note is craft new tip, which is this option here. You always want to check that, because it will tend to have options that you have not found the parts for elsewhere. Which includes things like this one, which I always use, Compact Conic Dispersal. Because I like having a wide plasma cutter. Sorry, what did you say?
I need to get that, because wide plasma cutters are just nice.
Yes, it is a wide plasma cutter. It's actually more powerful than the default one. I'll just equip the default tip and show that. Yeah, it actually hits harder, the wide plasma cutter does. But it has a slightly less clip efficiency and it's slightly slower. So it's a bit of a trade-off. You can only need 150 semiconductor and 250 scrap metal to make it though, so do you want to try to do that? You might be able to afford it. Oh.
Oh sure. I'm fine with my assault rifle and my Tesla beam.
Have you combined those then?
Yes, I have. Got an assault rifle as a top tool. Then I have a wide beam Tesla cutter bottom, just in case I want to slice some leg.
So you've got an assault rifle with an underslung line gun. Is that right?
Correct.
Craft a new weapon. Okay. Something to note here. I've got a heavy standard frame and heavy elite frame. The only difference between these is that an elite frame has all circuit upgrades unlocked. So I can put 4 circuits to each upper and lower slot, instead of 2 on the standard. That is literally the only difference between them. So don't get bent out of shape if you've only got a standard frame.
Which is what I have.
Yes.
Because I don't have all that other stuff that you have, so I'm using a standard heavy frame.
Well, I've just pulled up the standard frame to have a look at the upgrade circuits. Now if you look, there is a orange coloured one if you cycle along to the right, and it pops up saying unlock upgrade circuit slot, which costs you tungsten. You can do that to unlock the maximum of 8 upgrade circuits on a single frame, and that is how you make your own elite frames. You just unlock the extra slots when you need them. But I'm just going to swap that out for the elite frame because I have it. No other reason. Upper tool. I want military plasma engine. Military plasma engine. That would be pretty awesome if it actually existed.
That would be wonderful.
Now, to build this weapon I am going to use I prefer a directed ejection field because it's a semi-automatic high-powered rifle. But since I've got the Evangelizer DLC pack, I'm going to use that because it's more powerful than the standard one.
Oh, you
For the lower
make
slots,
so many things die.
yes, I really do want to make things die, believe it or not. Lower slot, I'm going to use a Tesla core, but the parts I've got unlocked at the moment for it are an enhanced version of the line gun which fires much faster but is weaker, and a compressor which fires basically electric bolus which bounces all over the place, which I do not like. So I'm going to check in here, and yes, I can craft something that I do not have. A diffraction torus, which is what I want. So I'm going to equip that. Okay, I think the next thing to do is circuits. You remember that +1 reload we got?
Yes, I do. I believe that I plugged that into my top weapon.
Actually, it doesn't matter where you plug it in on the weapon. It affects both parts equally.
Yes.
That is what reload does. It affects the reload speed for the entire weapon. Which is what it makes it nice. But what I want to look for here, and what I prefer in these weapons, is damage and clip size. Damage because I want things to, well, hit harder and destroy things. Yes. And clip size because it increases the ammo efficiency of the weapon.
That's always very nice.
Yes, it increases the number of shots the weapon has in its clip, but it doesn't increase how much universal ammo is used to reload the weapon. One universal ammo is always worth half a weapon clip. So an empty weapon with 2 weapons on it will cost you 4 ammo to reload. Always. No matter how many shots it actually had. Another thing to note here is you can actually push these up past the visible end of the stat bars. So if you push it that high, don't worry, you can push it further. And just make your weapon more and more powerful.
Woo!
Though it is important to note that the higher the initial stat, the more benefit you will get out of the actual points in the upgrades. So if your weapon has a ridiculously low clip, you won't get very much for putting extra points into clip for it. Though 1 point in clip will always add 1 shot the first point you add to it. So things like a rocket launcher will hold 3 shots instead of 2, which is always good. I get the feeling I'm being pretty boring here, aren't I?
Oh, depends. I think that it's about time to stop the exposition on the weapon design systems and time to start killing people.
Well, I'm using my initial resources to outfit my basic weapon at the moment.
Ah.
Oh yes, don't forget to check for what weapon attachments you can craft as well. That is always important.
Yes.
Add a Mark 5 status amplifier and a status support, since I've got nothing else and I'm not going to make something else. There we go. There's only one thing left that I should cover in using these benches. And that is craft items, which, since we are on Impossible, is actually quite important. So are you paying attention?
Maybe?
Okay. In craft items you can make ammo clips, med packs, torque bars, and stasis packs. The game does not often give you med packs on Impossible, just so you know. So this will actually be the main source of most of your med packs, making them in the bench. Yeah, so expect to start running out sooner or later. As far as the resources being used is concerned, somatic gel, small packs are more efficient to make than med packs, which are more efficient again than large packs. But they take extra inventory space, so trade. There you go. The last thing of note is the tungsten torque bar. It takes valuable tungsten to make, and you can't fit it to your weapons or anything like that, but you will sometimes come across special doors throughout the game that you require a tungsten torque bar to unlock and access. They are rare, but they always have boxes, ammo, and often weapon parts behind them, so it is always worth keeping torque bars so that you can open them when you come across them.
Yes.
I've just built and kept 2 of those in my inventory, so yes, we should have enough for the time being.
Wonderful.
And I think I'm going to shut up now. I have nothing else to say.
Congratulations,
I think
you
needs
said
saying.
everything possible about the weapon, about the crafting system game.
Pretty much. I have touched on everything that I feel is important. I'm just cramming upgrades into one of my weapons now.
Alright. Going to go ahead and open the door.
I have actually used up all my scrap metal reserves, putting upgrades into the top slot weapon of my rifle. So that should be quite useful.
Oh look, blood. Blood everywhere.
Oh, that's something else I forgot to mention. Resources spent on weapons and crafting items is resources you will not have when you want to upgrade your suit later. So don't go crazy on upgrades like I just did. Because I've used up nearly all of my scrap metal.
Ooh, that's a pretty.
Yes. Wait, what?
That's a pretty gun. Got a pretty gun.
Thank you.
You're welcome.